Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a game between EmpireHappy and BLOWMEOHYEAH. So I'm going to have to think of a new name for our Zerg bugger here because otherwise I will chuckle every time I refer to him. And the entire cast will just eventually turn into me laughing just hysterically for long periods of time because I can't actually decide if it's the most stupid name ever or the greatest name ever. I think the all caps may have pushed it too far, but I think I'm just going to refer to him as Blow. So Blow is our blue Zerg player in the bottom left position, and Happy is the red Terran in the top right position. And obviously Happy is #1 Grandmaster on the EU server, so a very good player, and if Blow is playing him, Blow must also be a very good player. Blow is apparently talking to himself, and that's a perfectly normal thing to do. It's only when the voices answer you that you have to worry, otherwise it's cool. Anyway, we will see that Happy is dropping down the supply depot, and Blow just droning up, no early pulls, so should be pretty much okay there. If we take a look up here, one refinery on its way down now for Happy as well, so I mean, unless this second one is taken, it probably means that there's going to be reactor Hellions or a Reaper coming out, because that's really the main move done by a very early gas in TvZ. If we take a look here, this is a great timing of this drone scout. Now, the reason you need to scout quite early with this drone is because obviously once this wall up is complete, there is no way you can get your drone inside, and if you can't get your drone inside, you can't see how many gas geysers the Terran player has gone for, and then you have no idea what's going to try and kill you next. And as a Zerg player, you always need to know what is going to try and kill you so you can prepare accordingly. Now, Blow has gone for the 15 hatch opening, which is very standard. We will probably see a 16 pulled out of him as well. Now, the reason you go for a 16 pull as opposed to a sooner pull than that is because if you get a 15 hatch 16 pull, both queens can be started simultaneously. And that just means you're synced up for injects, and it makes everything all very happy. Now, one SCV was killed up here, I do believe, so Blow just keeping count of who's winning. He might want to stop that soon though, because I mean, once you start getting a lot of Zerglings and tanks out on the field, then, well, things can get very difficult to keep track of. Now, we will see that factories going down as well as a reactor, so reactor Hellions will be coming out for Happy now, and really the purpose of reactor Hellions is mainly map control. A lot of lower level players think that the Hellions are to do damage to the mineral line and take out drones. That is a bonus. The primary reason for Hellions is because they can just come and sit around here, prevent creep spread, and prevent the Zerg player from easily scouting. And as I said, Zergs need to know what's going to try and kill them next so they can prepare for it. And if nothing's going to try and kill them, they need to drone. And so due to that, by denying the map control and the scouting information, it does mean that the Terran player is basically at an advantage, and that is why Hellions are so popular. And reactor Hellions just because it means you can get a lot of them. Now, the hatch is finished, both queens are on the way. A Roach Warren coming down now for Blow, so I mean, I think that was almost done blindly. If we take a quick look, yeah, it was just blindly building a Roach Warren, so just to prepare for those Hellions and just maintain that map control. Probably going to try and get this expansion. Now, this third base on this map is quite difficult to hold, because obviously you've got this very wide ramp here. You've also got this back entrance, and last but not least, even if you are defending that, you can get a nasty counterattack coming in through here. So it'll be interesting to see how that does go. Now, these Hellions are trying to hunt down a Zergling each, which isn't the most effective use of Hellion time, but it does mean that, I mean, it's just maintaining that map control, preventing Blow from getting the scouting information. Blow is getting his Zergling speed on the way, getting a couple of roaches out, 2 queens down here. Now, the queens can easily block off this ramp and really just stop those Hellions from doing too much damage. There are only 2. 2 more are on the way though, so here comes 4. 2 more about to finish up as well, so we'll be up to 6 Hellions, and gotta be careful not to line them up there, Blow, because I mean, if you do line up the drones, they do get taken down very easily. As you see, a lot of damage being done here, and the roaches should be able to pick off quite a lot of these and just really clean things up. It's just about how much damage is done beforehand. Only one in there will mean they take quite a few shots to take down a drone. One more does get sniped before finally all the Hellions go down, but 2 more coming in the back here, and just picking off a couple more drones, and this is kind of a bit unfortunate for Blow. He's losing quite a lot. I mean, if we just take a look, he's already lost 12 workers to these Hellions, and I mean, that is not a good start to the game. If you take a look at the worker count, it is actually even. I mean, just going in Blow's favour now, but obviously even drone count is never where you want to be, because obviously the Terran player has mules, which increases their mining efficiency. There is a command center about to finish up for Happy, and that means that he will be able to take his expansion quite early on. Meanwhile, he's just getting another factory out with a tech lab on it, so also getting stim out pretty damn quickly. And I just realised I'm not even on the production tab. That was a scrub mistake by me there. But if we do take a look up there, I mean, stim is on its way, a couple more zerglings. I mean, amazingly, Blow just really ramping up the drone production very, very rapidly, taking all of his guys out of gas, so I'd expect to see a very, very fast third come out. And there was a marauder just kind of poking his way around. Siege mode is on the way, a tank on the way, both gases are down now for Happy. Meanwhile, Blow just keeping these roaches. I'm surprised he hasn't taken the watchtowers, to be honest, because they are really, really good for getting information about the Terran players' movements and what they are preparing to do. Blow is actually supply block now for a second, which was less than perfect, but shouldn't matter too much. An evolution chamber is on its way down, so that means upgrade should get started quite quickly. Obviously, the +1 carapace is essential against tanks, and here we go. We will see Blow actually moving up quite a lot of zerglings, but there is a tank there on that high ground, so we'll pick off quite a few, but the zerglings will actually prevent this orbital command from landing for a little while, and that's just kind of more irritating. And just a good little poke up here just to see exactly what is going on. +1 melee attack has started now for Blow, but siege mode is now finished, which means that tank has an incredible position now. This is absolutely great positioning of a tank. I mean, all of his natural base is pretty much covered from this, and that's absolutely great positioning. And also it's very hard to get to that tank up there, because obviously the wall up can go up, and it just means you're safe. A starport is on the way now for Happy as well. Meanwhile, we have got the third base and also a macro hatch on the way for Blow. He's still droning up rapidly. He has got +1 melee attack about half done. We'll probably see +1 carapace start very, very soon as well, getting a lot more zerglings out. And if we actually take a look, it's 46 to 37 workers, which is quite nice. That is a nice distance between, but this third base, I mean, it's going to be difficult to hold. It all depends whether Happy decides to push out. Is getting a medevac out, no reactor or anything like that on there yet. Stim is going to finish up very, very shortly as well, so we could see a little push forward from Happy here, and that could be very, very effective against that very, very early third base. The Baneling Nest only just starting now for Blow, and he's also about half done on his lair tech. Now, injects wise, I mean, looks like he's missed a couple at some point, which is less than ideal, and Blow just deciding to take out these rocks, and that's really good because chokes are really, really effective against the Zerg player. Now, these Zerglings should be able to see this move out now from Happy, and I mean, this is actually not too much of a scary push for Blow at the moment. I mean, he's got a lot of Zerglings out on the field, a couple of roaches as well. Now, as long as he doesn't allow Happy to get those tanks in a good position, he should be fine. His scan going off, we'll see that third base down, and now the medevac will be quite useful now. This one marine going off to the side, just really to scout out, to see what is going to happen, and possibly even to act as a distraction, and a good tank positioning here. In come the Zerglings super quickly, and I mean, it actually looks like Blow is going to clean that up very, very nicely. That was very smoothly done. Happy did manage to get a great pickup in the medevac though, to prevent losing too much. And if we actually look at the loss tab, that came out 300 resources worse for Happy there. Now, I mean, to be honest, that was a very, very nice defense by Blow. Means his third base is up. He did lose a queen though, and obviously that's not ideal because it does delay the injects. Does need another queen somewhere, I do believe. I think he needs 2 more actually, but he is getting 2-1, +1 carapace will finish up pretty damn soon. There is this medevac coming in here as well now, so we could be seeing a drop come out, and I mean, I'm not sure how effective that would be, purely because there are lings around everywhere. There's also this overlord here just checking for any kind of drops down in this position, and I mean, it all depends whether Blow does scout this out or not. And getting his infestation pit finishing up pretty damn quickly. That's a quite an early infestation pit, getting +2 carapace as well, and there's a simultaneous drop coming in 2 locations as well, so that does just force Blow to split his army up. And I mean, really, it's just where to look. I mean, that one has got cleaned up, and the roaches are able to deal with the second drop, but a great multi-prong attack, and really does force Blow to defend very, very well, because obviously a multi-prong attack, a lot of Zerg players will just pull all of their army to defend one, and then the other one can do quite a lot of damage. A very, very early hive on the way now for Blow as well. And I mean, getting an early hive isn't necessarily bad as long as you can support the hive tech units. And 2-2, the upgrade's coming out. I mean, Happy only just starting his 1-1 now, and 2-2 already on the way for Blow, and I mean that's really good timing, getting a lot more drones. I mean, if we look at the drone count, 60 to 56, so not as far ahead as I thought. The third base is now down for Happy as well, and if we just take a look around, he is getting the double kind of infantry upgrades. No sign of an... There goes the armory, so the armory is being built. Meanwhile, we have just got some units dropping down, and I mean, nothing too much. I like the way Blow has left some units just to cover his third base. Could do some more stuff down here, picking off more rocks because, as I said previously, rocks are really bad for Zerg players because, I mean, chokes just means Zerglings can't get around, Banelings can't get in, you take a lot of damage from a splash of tanks. Burrow and pathogen glands are also on the way now, so we're going to be seeing hopefully quite a lot of use of infestors, but this is great tank positioning, a sensor tower being utilised as well. And far too often we don't actually see sensor towers used by Terran players, but they are very effective, especially for spotting movements and defending this very large area. I mean, that sensor tower covers basically a push into the natural base and a push into the third base from any angle, which will allow Happy to react appropriately. All of the rocks have been taken out now, and I really like that by Blow. He's also taking his fourth base, his third base is all up and running, just keeping a few infestors back in order to defend with. Nothing at his natural base though, or his main, so if a drop did manage to get off in the main, it could be quite difficult and could do quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, the Ultra Cavern's on the way, the Adrenal Glands, so is +3 melee attack, and I'm sure +3 ground carapace will come in soon as well, purely because, I mean, he's just finished +2, Baning Speed on the way, Burrow is about to finish up. Meanwhile, 2-2 on the way for Happy. He's also getting +1 vehicle weapons, which should finish up pretty damn soon, and he is just going to move out. Now, I mean, there is no ultras out yet. The ultra armor upgrade is on its way, so those ultras could be very effective, obviously with the fungal growths as well, just to prevent the marines from kiting the ultras. This could be a very effective play by Blow, and his fourth base is now up and running, and it'll be interesting to see how he deals with this. He's just got marines running around, Zerglings running around and just burrowing around, and that's fantastic. I mean, it's just giving such amazing map control, and like literally just gives him all the information he needs about the movement of the Terran army, also blocking off these expansions. There is nothing up here though at the moment. A couple of Zerglings are moving up now. The burrowed Zerglings are obviously a nightmare if EmpireHappy does decide to try and take a base, because obviously he's got to waste a scan to be able to see it, but Happy just looking like he's going to move out now, and this could be great. 4 ultras are on the way though for Blow. They will finish up before their 15 Banelings also being morphed in. +3 won't finish before this push hits though, as long as Happy does keep his moves up. Timing is for +2, so this push will hit perfectly when 2-2 is done for his infantry. Great timing to make absolute maximum use of that upgrade. And the mortars are poking in, some spines are down. Those ultras are going to take huge damage from the siege tanks, and a great stim forward, and oh my, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and it looks like Blow is actually going to clean this up pretty easily again. I mean, that's quite surprising, purely because Happy had a big army there, but I mean, if you look at this, 3 more ultras, 28 more lings on the way now for Blow, and I mean, he's cleaned that up. That was, again, another nice defense. I mean, he lost more in terms of resources, but obviously he has got that 4th base up, so can afford to lose more, and just really nicely done. His 3rd base hasn't taken any kind of drop damage. His main's got some spines in there, and I really like that, just because his main's a long way away from anything else, so it will just mean that it can hold off some defense on its own before, I mean, Blow can get his army back to defend any kind of large drop. So this is great play. This marine here just preventing that hatch from going down, which will be kind of annoying for Blow. Meanwhile, Happy just preparing to move out again. He has remaxed up pretty damn quickly, getting 3-3 on his way for his infantry. +2 vehicle weapons should finish soon, but obviously +3 carapace is going to finish only moments later, so it will still mean that any kind of siege damage will take 2 shots to kill Zerglings and Banelings. And again, another kind of push for this 4th base coming in from Happy, and I don't actually think the Blow is going to be able to clean this up quite as easily. He is looking like he's just going to sacrifice it purely because he can't take it, and I mean, that is exactly what he's going to do, just waiting for a couple more ultras, a couple more Zerglings and Banelings to morph in. And I mean, I can't see many infestors, just one infestor out by the looks of things. There's apparently 4 more somewhere, but who knows where. He really could use those infestors. There are some burrowed somewhere, it appears. Exactly where though I don't. There's one. So there is a couple of burrowed infestors, and there we go, moving in, and a massive push, and Blow yet again cleans that up quite nicely. And if we take a look at the lost tab, I mean, only kind of 3,400 more resources lost by Blow at this stage of the game, and that's not too bad at all. Really kind of engaging quite cost effectively, but obviously did lose his 4th base, which could be a bit of a problem now. Gotta be careful. I don't think he can push up here purely because there are just so many tanks and everything there. 2 burrowed infestors are coming in though, but they will get spotted because obviously there is this missile turret here which gives detection, and he's just got to be very careful with where he goes. Unsieging the tanks and moving on forward. Will be interesting to see what that infestor does decide to do though. Could go either way. I mean, probably going to try and sneak in to drop some infested Terrans, which could be very effective. Only has 13 HP though. Meanwhile, we will see that Happy is just moving down in order to try and defend this 4th base of his own, and he should be able to hold this pretty nicely, but it does mean he's quite out of position to come up and defend his main base as well. There's just 1 Marine trying to pick stuff off. The 4th and 5th base on the way for Blow, and this is pretty damn good. Another sensor tower down as well, so Happy really favouring using these sensor towers for giving him an idea about the positioning of Blow's army. And I mean, great siege tank positioning. This is going to be a hard spot to try and take out for Blow at this stage. He is getting Neural Parasite though, so could use that on those tanks. A planetary fortress coming down here as well, and I like that choice. I think on this map you are quite spread out in order to defend your expansions, and you don't really need the orbital command. You're better playing it slightly safer, as Happy is. He has got +3/3 finish for his infantry and +2 vehicle attack, but 3/3 is done for Blow, and also so is the ultra armor upgrade, so that means they do now have 6 armor, which does make them very effective against Marines. I mean, Marines only do 9 damage per hit anyway, so 6 of that instantly got rid of means the Marines aren't too effective against ultras, but obviously there are these Marauders, and I mean, another big push coming in here, and it looks like Blow is gonna just straight on assault it, and I mean, so many Marauders in the count now means that those Ultras are kind of getting mowed down pretty damn quickly, and this is why a lot of pros don't actually favour Ultras, because look how quickly they all died. And I mean, Blow lost his 5th base there, but I mean, he did manage to stop EmpireHappy in his tracks somewhat, but having to remax very quickly. 22 Lings, sorry, not 22 Ultras, my god, that'd be huge. 4 Ultras and a lot of Lings are coming in, and a bit of a bad rally point here, to be honest. Those Lings are just going to sacrifice themselves. Here comes the Ultras though, and I mean, just a great lift by Happy. So Happy's just going to pull backwards. It's a good lift, and what's all this about? Do you think this map is Terra Nimba? No, I don't. When you answer, I'll leave. So that's, to be honest, I don't really like that from Blow. I think that's a bit poor. Like, if you think you've lost, then GG it, because Happy has played well. Don't do any of that stupid kind of. It's not bad mannered. It's just kind of a bit attention seeky, to be honest. There's no need for it at all, and we will see that Happy is just going to move out, and that 1 Ultra is going to die incredibly quickly. And to be honest, I mean, Blow, he's lost this base down here as well already. I must have missed that from a drop. He's on 3 bases, and really he's mining off pretty much 1. So it's a 1 base versus a 2.5 bases mining for the Terran player, so he should be fine there. And I mean, Happy just playing very methodically, just checking around all these expansions, making sure there is nothing else going on. And I mean, I really don't like Blow's attitude here. I think it blows. Ha, lol. No, it's not particularly good. I mean, he played quite well, but don't ruin it with kind of bad manners, so to speak. But Happy should be able to clean this up pretty damn easily. I mean, he's remaxed pretty much completely, burrowing an Ultralisk. Now, to be honest, even if an Ultra's burrowed, I think I'd still notice it. They're freaking huge. They're like bigger than most buildings in the game. So here we go. Looks like we're going to get one final push come in here from Blow, assaulting that siege tank line. The tanks are so spread out though. This should get cleaned up incredibly easily. A big funky growth does go off on the medevacs and marines though, but to be honest, it very much looks like that's going to get cleaned up. A great scan, and there Blow just leaves the game with no GG. And as I said, I really don't like that. Always GG, people. There's no reason not to. especially if it's just been a standard straight up game where both players did play well. So that was the end of the game. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube, give me a thumbs up as well, and follow me on Twitter as well if you want to. I mean, if you do have any suggestions, ways to improve or anything like that, feel free to leave me a comment as well. I mean, constructive criticism makes my cast better, so people like yourselves do enjoy them more. So I always love to get it. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in again.